Judging our Suffolk show today is Gary Saylor of Bell Center, Ohio. Gary is the claims supervisor for Agra Sampo North America Crop Insurance. He's also an auctioneer and managing partner of Select Livestock Services. Gary also lists his job titles as assistant shepherd for Little Oaks Livestock Natural Colored Sheep. Let's welcome Gary Saylor to your Suffolk show at the Big E. Suffolk sheep can be found throughout the world. The Suffolk is a British breed, the result of crossing Southdown Rams onto Norfolk ewes. The first Suffolks were brought into the United States in 1888. Today, the Suffolk is one of the more popular breeds in the United States. It's one of the preferred breeds for producing club lambs. Suffolks are one of the largest breeds in the United States. Their lambs grow fast and produce a well-muscled carcass.
Well, good afternoon. A good way to start your Suffolk show at this year's Big E in a real strong yearling ram class. All three of these rams are really high quality bucks, and a lot of good things about these sheep. Just a ram that jumps out and win this class for me. I really like this guy when he walks about the show ring. He's really, for a big buck, he's really good and free and easy. You like him when you handle him down through that top. He's the longest ram in the whole class, and just a really good individual. I'm real happy to start this class off with him. Really like this buck in second also, a ram that's extremely heavy about his bone work. He's a thicker down his top than that first place ram. He's not as long down his top and out through his hind saddle as our first place ram. But I really like the bone work on this guy. I really like the rib in this buck, and that's going to get him in the second hole today. Our buck in third, a little longer ram than our second place ram, a ram that doesn't have near the thickness down his top once you get on top of him as we got in these first two rams in class. A ram that's good and correct on his feet and legs. He just slides into the three hole for me today. Let's give these exhibitors in your first class a round of applause.
Our next class will be Slick Shorn Yearling Rams. Placing on our fitted yearling ram class for the Suffolk show, first place went to entry 1019, EB Suffolk's 474. Eric Bruns, EB Suffolk's of Palatine Bridge, New York. That ram weighing 378. Second place to entry 1018, EB Suffolk's 469. Philip Webster, North Star Farms, Windham, Maine. That ram also weighing 378. And third place to entry number 1020, Maple Lawn Farms, James Clampeth, Canal, Winchester, Ohio. That ram weighing 365.
Three really nice rams in your Slick Shorn Yearling Ram class. And the buck that ties things together, the most good qualities for me, is our buck that's going to win the class today. Really like this buck when he gets about the show ring. He's really good and correct on his feet and legs. You get on top of this guy, he's got a tremendously wide top. He's the longest hind-saddled ram of the three rams in the class. I really like him up through that front shoulder. I just think he ties everything together in a nice, neat package for me to win this class today. A little bigger bodied ram here in second place. He's probably going to be our pounds heavy ram in the class. He's a little more bold up through his front end that I'd like to see. Just got to clean him up through that chest floor and on up through that front shoulder. Certainly like this buck for his thickness down through his top. He's adequate about his bone work. I like him in the second hole in this class today. Another thick, meaty ram's our ram in third place. I really like that aspect about him. He's a little longer about his pasterns when he's moving about the show ring today. And in this tough class, that's going to slide him into the 3-hole. Really good class of bucks. Let's give these exhibitors a round of applause.
Our next class will be senior ram lambs. Placing on the Slick Shorn Yearling Ram class, first place goes to entry number 1021, Macaulay 6499, Macaulay, Suffolk, Bill and Betsy Macaulay at Glen, Pennsylvania. That ram weighing 340. Second place, first in the junior show, to entry 1023, Huckowitz Farm 2434, Justin Huckowitz, Hadley, Massachusetts. That ram weighing 370. Third place, second in the junior show, to entry 1022, also Justin Huckowitz, Hadley, Massachusetts. That ram weighing 360.
Just one entry in your fitted senior ram lamb class today. Young man brings you a ram here that's really long down his spine when you handle him. Pretty good getting about the show ring, really correct on his feet and legs. Doing a nice job presenting this ram. Let's give this guy a round of applause.
Next class is Slick Shorn Senior Ram Lambs. Placing on the fitted senior ram class, first place goes to entry 1024, Maple Lawn 25001, Maple Lawn Farms, James Clampeth, Canal, Winchester, Ohio. That ram weighed 312.
Nice pair of rams in your Slick Shorn Senior Ram Lamb class. Two rams that are similar about their type and kind, but yet they've got some differences. We're going to start with this first ram. This ram just shows me more expression of natural muscling than we have in our first place lamb. Really like the way this ram sets those feet right on the corners where they need to be. Really nice and clean up through that front shoulder. I think just a complete ram to start this class with. Ram in second, really, he's elevated up through his front end. He's really high at the point of his shoulder. Has some length down through that top. He just doesn't have the squareness out through his hip or down through that lower leg that we've got in this first place ram in class. Nice pair of rams. Congratulations.
Our next class will be Slick Shorn Intermediate Ram Lambs. Placing on the Slick Sheared Senior Ram Lamb class, first place goes to entry number 1025, Macaulay 6798, Bill and Betsy Macaulay, Macaulay Suffolk at Glen, Pennsylvania, that ram weighing 248. Second place to entry 1026, Macaulay 6770, Bill and Betsy Macaulay, Macaulay Suffolk at Glen, Pennsylvania, that ram weighing 246.
Really nice class once again in this class of intermediate slick bucks. Really a complete package to start the class with. When you get on top of this ram, he just excels the rest of the class in terms of thickness, the way he carries it back over that tail head. He's got some expression of muscling in that leg. Really good on his feet and legs. I think just a complete ram to start the class with. A little closer placing here in second and third, and in terms of what we need to be looking at today's show, we're going to go with a little heavier bone ram here in second place. Ram that offers a lot of length when you handle him down through that top. Young man's doing a really good job of presenting this ram out here in the class today. We'll come in with a greener ram, if you will, here in third place. He's just not quite as far along physically as the other two rams at this point. He's a little lighter about his bone work. I like him a little better up through that front end than our second place ram in class. I think his better days are ahead of him, maybe a little longer down the road. He might bump ahead a little bit in this class, but the show is today, and he's going to wind up in the third hole. Our fourth place ram, a real deep-bodied appearing ram, a big boned ram, really shortens up on the profile compared to the top three bucks in the class. He's going to land fourth today. Congratulations on a good set.
Next class is Junior Ram Lambs. Placing on the slick sheared intermediate ram lamb class for the Suffolk show, first place to entry 1029 Huckowitz Farm, 2509 Justin Huckowitz, Hadley, Massachusetts. That ram weighing 205. Second to entry 1031 Huckowitz Farm, 2524, also Justin Huckowitz, Hadley, Massachusetts. That ram weighing 206. Third to 1028 Bill and Betsy McCauley at Glen, Pennsylvania. That ram weighing 196. And fourth place to 1027, Bill and Betsy McCauley at Glen, Pennsylvania. That first and second place animals was also first and second in the junior show.
Just one entry in your junior fitted ram class, and I tell you, this guy, he's going to be a big hombre when he's done. He just has all the pieces that indicate that he's going to go on and make a tremendously big ram. Just a beautiful head on this ram. He has a lot of length down through his top. For as fast as he's growing, he gets about the show ring real nice. Pretty good stud prospect right here for on down the road. Congratulations, guys.
Next class will be Slick Shorn Junior Ram Lambs. Placing on that fitted junior Ram Lamb class, first place to entry 1034, Mill Sid 2510. Mill Sid Farm, Josh Miller, Schoharie, New York. That ram weighing 248 pounds. Here's the first trivia question for the Suffolk show. 30 years ago at the 1995 show here at the Big E, who exhibited the champion ram and the reserve champion ewe?
This class of junior slick bucks, the ram that jumps out and wins this class does it real handily, in my opinion. Just a fault-free individual. I really like this ram down his top. I like him up through that front shoulder. I think that's a pretty nice buck to win this class. Congratulations. A ram in second, maybe a little hard to analyze. He's giving these girls some fits out there at times and really doesn't present himself as good as he is. You handle him down his top. He's really good about his length. I like the bone work about this guy. He just kind of fighting those girls a little bit today, but there's a pretty nice ram here in second. He wins out over our third place ram and just that he's more there today. I believe our third place ram is the youngest ram in this particular lineup, just by the way he handles and the way he presents himself out in the show ring. Ram that's really super correct on those feet and legs. I think later on down the road road. Here's one that maybe catches up in another couple months, but I like him in the third hole today. Our ram in fourth place, I really like this ram from the profile. When I put him in motion, he's the least correct structurally of any of the rams in the class. Just need to change him on his feet and legs a notch. I like the bone work. I like his profile when he's standing in place. Just like to correct him on his feet and legs to move him up any higher. Congratulations on a good class.
Next class will be pair of ram lambs. The answer to that question they came up with fairly quickly, Catherine did. It was South Fork, Suffolk from Vermont, Shelburne, Vermont. That farm was part of Aurora Farms. So tell me, on Aurora Farms, Tom Kelly was the shepherd for South Fork. So tell me who the other two farms were that were part of Aurora Farms. And who were their shepherds were. Those other two farms that were part of Aurora Farms was Green Mountain Dorsets. Dave Harmon was listed as the shepherd. And then Texel's USA and Sarah Kuykendall was listed as the shepherd of that group. Placing from the Slickshire Junior Ram Lamb class, first place goes to entry 1035, Huckowitz Farm, 2535, Justin Huckowitz. Hadley, Massachusetts, that ram weighed 204 and was first in the junior show. Second in the open, second in the junior show, was entry 1030, Huckowitz Farm, 2533, Dorothy Rex, Hadley, Massachusetts, that ram weighing 205. Third place to entry 1037, Billy and Betsy McCauley, Suffolk, at Glen, Pennsylvania, ram weighing 157. And fourth, third in the junior show, goes to entry 1036, Justin Huckowitz, Hadley, Massachusetts. Placing on the Suffolk Pair Ram Lamb class, first place to McCauley, Suffolk's Bill and Betsy McCauley at Glen, Pennsylvania. Second place to Justin Huckowitz, Hadley, Massachusetts. At this time, we're ready to show open show fitted champion and reserve champion ram. So we need the class winners of the fitted class winners and second place animals.
Good set out here in your champion fitted Suffolk Ram Drive. Rams, for as big as some of these Rams are, they're really good and correct on their feet and legs. Move about the show ring really well. Pretty happy with what we've got out here in terms of quality. We're just a bit short on numbers today, but we're still going to go ahead and pick a champion. Champion fitted Ram today is going to be your first place Yearling Ram. I'm going to come back here for reserve with the first place junior Ram Lamb. Congratulations.
Open show fitted champion Ram goes to entry number 1019, first place yearling Ram, EB Suffolk 474, Eric Bruns, EB Suffolk, Palatine Bridge, New York. The reserve champion went to our first place in the junior Ram Lamb class, entry 1034, Mill Sid, 2510, Mill Sid Farm, Josh Miller, Schoharie, New York. Now showing for open show, Slick Shorn champion and reserve champion Ram. Following this Slick Shorn champion and reserve champion class, we will show for overall grand champion and reserve grand champion Ram. I'll correct that. We only do the overall grand champion Ram.
Well, this is easily the most difficult decision I've had to make since 9 o'clock this morning. We started with the Cheviot show. As a judge, it's easy to kind of work the classes through your mind, and most of the time you have a pretty good idea what you're going to do for champion before they even come in the ring. And then there's that small percentage of the time when they get back out here and you think, oh my God, it's not how I thought it was going to shake out. So really wanted to analyze these bucks a little longer, and I tell you what, I think these exhibitors brought you a really good set of slick shorn Suffolk bucks. Just rams that are functional. They have some bone work, they have some thickness, yet they're clean up through their front ends. They're just really, really good sheep. Very happy with what we've got out of here. With that being said, there are 3 that surfaced to the top for me out of our class winners, but I can only select 2, a champion in reserve, so somebody's going to be in 3rd place also ran here. That's not too shabby in a stacked show like this one right here. Today your champion ram is going to be the 1st place yearling ram. Congratulations, guys. Nice buck. For reserve, I'm going to come back here with this intermediate lamb. Good job. Good job, young man. Really like the bone on this buck here. That's where he wins out over our fall buck, who was really in consideration. Good set. Congratulations.
Our open show slick shorn champion ram goes to our class winner of the yearling ram class, entry number 1021, Macaulay 6499. Bill and Betsy Macaulay, Suffolk at Glen, Pennsylvania. The reserve champion goes to entry 1029 out of the slick shorn intermediate ram lamb class, Huckowitz Farm 2509, Justin Huckowitz, Hadley, Massachusetts. Now ready to select grand champion ram. And we'll only select a grand champion. We don't select a reserve grand, so we'll need 1019 and 1021 in the ring. The overall champion ram exhibitor will receive the Northeast Suffolk Sheep Association revolving trophy in memory of Tom Kelly. Following the selection of our overall grand champion ram, we will select our junior show champion ram and reserve junior show champion ram.
Well, my toughest decision a few minutes ago just became the second, because this may be the toughest decision. This is really difficult when you get the 2 aspects as a Suffolk breed out here to competing against one another. Really got to weigh in your mind a lot of factors, and it's a really no-win situation. These are 2 stud rams, no matter what aspect of that breed that you're trying to work on. There's no doubt about that. Today, your overall champion is going to be the Slick Buck. Congratulations.
The overall champion ram for the Suffolk show goes to our Slickshorn champion ram, and this will be the animal that represents the Suffolk breed in our Supreme Champion Drive for week 1 here at the Big E. And that class winner was out of the Yearling Ram class. Entry 1021, Macaulay 6499. Billy and Betsy Macaulay, Macaulay Suffolks at Glen, Pennsylvania. Again, we're now ready to show for our junior show champion and reserve junior show champion ram. The junior show grand champion ram will receive an award from Mill Sid Farm, Schoharie, New York.
Our junior show champion ram's predetermined. He's already been in the runner-up circle a while ago. You're going to go all the way this time. Good job. For reserve, I'm going to come back here with this junior ram lamb. Good job, guys. Congratulations.
Next class is our best-headed class, best-headed ram. Our junior show champion is 1029 out of the intermediate ram lamb Slickshorn class. Huckowitz Farm, 2509, Justin Huckowitz, Hadley, Massachusetts. The reserve champion is entry 1035 from the Slickshorn junior ram lamb class. Huckowitz Farm, 2535. Also, Justin Huckowitz, Hadley, Massachusetts. The winner of this best-headed ram class will receive a special award from Huckowitz Farm, Suffolk, Hadley, Massachusetts.
You know, I usually don't talk on the mic, and I said that in a best-headed class this morning in the Cheviot show. I'm really not a fan of a best-headed class in most breeds. The Cheviots are certainly an exception. The Suffolks would be another exception. That's one of the backbones of the Suffolk breed is certain qualities about heads. And I think we've got 4 rams out here that exhibit very good Suffolk qualities about their head. Good color, good hair coat, good ear placement. There's one out here, he struck me in class when he first walked out here today, and I'm going to go ahead and use him in this deal, and that's going to be this ram right here. Congratulations. Don't let go of him.
Best-headed ram is entry number 1034 out of the junior ram lamb class, Mill Sid 2510. Mill Sid Farm, Josh Miller, Schoharie, New York. This time we're ready for fitted yearling ewes. Suffolk fitted yearling ewes to the ring, please. So, next trivia question. In 2005, 20 years ago, who exhibited the first place junior Ram Lamb? Just a hint, they're not showing this week, but they will be next week. So Eric got that. Darlene Leary from Massachusetts.
One of the things about judging a top quality show, and I've run into this at a few times through the years at state fairs and certainly at Louisville at the North American, is you look at a class and most of the time we start bottom, work our way to the top, and you're sitting out there and you think, my God, I don't see one I want to start the other end with. And I ran into that here. There's 5 U's down here. There's really not a nickel's worth of difference in them. They just don't quite stack up into the top 6, and we've got to put an order out here today. But we're going to talk about not 5 in this class, but I thought this class was worthy of 6. That's why I asked the 6th place you to go head to tail. I think we've got, if you will, an easy class winner for me here. Really love this ewe, her femininity up through her front end. She's elegant. She's what I think a Suffolk female needs to look like. She's adequate about her thickness. She's adequate about her bone work. Really like the front end. Really like the front shoulder, like the head on this female. Really flat and level out through her hip. I think just a logical place and an easy winner for me to start today. Then we have to start trying to find some things that maybe we like a tick better than other things. I really like the rib on this second place ewe. Granted, she's carrying quite a bit of condition on her today, but hers a ewe that just, she's round ribbed, she's big top, she just looks like she's got some longevity to her. She looks like she's going to go into the brood ewe flock and have a productive future. Really like that ewe in second. Our ewe in third, another ewe, you really like her up through her front end, you like the head on this ewe, super correct on her feet and legs. Maybe she doesn't hold her top line quite as well when we put her in motion out here in the show ring. But another ewe, I really like the rib shape on this female. She's adequate in her length. I think that's a really good productive female here in third place. A bit of a problem ewe for me in this class was our fourth place ewe. Love the overall length about this ewe. There's not a longer ewe in the class once you put your hands on her, but she's the narrowest made of the top 4 ewes in the class. I just like to give her more mass, give her more rib shape, make her look like maybe she's going to have some more longevity and be more productive in the future. We'll see what happens with her down the road. Our ewe in 5th place, another massive type of ewe. She shortens up a bit for me. She's not as nicely balanced when I look at her from her underline. Really good on those feet and legs. Just need to balance her up a little bit to move her up any higher in this class. Big high volume ewe here in 6th place that I wanted to talk about. Really a long-bodied ewe with a lot of thickness down her top. Doesn't hold herself together when I put her in motion. I think her's a female that is really going to go on and be good in the lambing barn. She just has those mothering qualities, look about her. Looks like she's got some rib to her. Looks like she's got some longevity, really good on her feet and legs. I think she was worthy of mention. She's just not quite as smoothly made as some of these other ewes up here in the top end of the class. Really good, high-quality class of Suffolk yearling ewes. Let's give these exhibitors a big round of applause.
We do want to announce that the photos from the Cheviot show are now up on our photographer's website, KAK Images. So you can go there to download. Also, we'll have the Suffolk ones up later on this evening. Now ready for Slick Shorn Yearling ewes. Placing on the fitted Yearling ewe class. First place goes to entry 1042. Dombeck Family Suffolk 4084. EB Suffolk, Eric Bruns, Palatine Bridge, New York. That ewe weighing 287. Second place to entry 1044, Mill Sid 2404. Mill Sid Farm, Josh Miller, Schoharie, New York. That ewe weighing 343. Third place to entry 1045, Josh Miller, Mill Sid Farm, Schoharie, New York. That ewe weighing 306. Fourth place to entry number 1051, Maple Lawn Farms, James Clampeth, Canal, Winchester, Ohio. Fifth place to entry 1041, EB Suffolk, Eric Bruns, Palatine Bridge, New York. Sixth place, first in the junior show, to 1043, Ginlip Farm, 2499, Theo Hildreth, Groton, New York. Seventh place to entry 1048, Andre Wrench, Kanajahari, New York. Eighth place to entry number 1043, Andre Wrench. Ninth place and second in the junior show to 1052, AT 0624, Phoebe Minor, Lipster, New Hampshire. 10th, third in the junior show to 1047, Eva Anderson, West Carlton, New York. And 11th, fourth in the junior show to entry 1040, Olivia Mason, Cummington, Massachusetts. Next trivia question about the Suffolk Show. In 2010, 15 years ago, what breeder practically dominated in 2010 with 13 class wins plus Champion Ram, Champion Ewe, and Premier Exhibitor and Premier Breeder, in addition to the overall Supreme Champion Ram? And the answer to that question was Macaulay Suffolk of Pennsylvania.
Really nice class of slick shorn yearling ewes. Every once in a while you run into a sheep when they come in the ring, they have that, I call it the wow factor. This first one's got that wow factor, and then when you get on top of her, and really these first two ewes, when you get on top of these two females, they just kind of excel the rest of the class and the way they're structured, their thickness, the way they carry it all the way back. But I think this yearling ewe to start this class with us in terms of bone work, structural correctness on her feet and legs, she has that wow factor for me today. Congratulations. I think that's a pretty good one. And we're going to follow in closely here with another one. Not quite as heavy a boned as that first place ewe. Really like this ewe up through her front end. And again, has that straightness, correctness down through the top. You really love these ewes when you get your hands on them. There's a nice pair to start the class with. A little bigger package here in third place. This ewe just a little coarser made. She doesn't have quite the eye appeal in the show ring that we've got in these first two ewes. Hers a ewe, it's got some rib shape to her. She's got some bone work to her. She's got the thickness to her. Just need to straighten her up a little bit, up maybe up through those front shoulders. Give her a little more of a cleaner look out here to get her compete with those first two ewes in class. Our ewe in fourth place here. really smooth made. There's not a smoother ewe in this class. Really good on her feet and legs. She's given up some length as compared to the first 3 ewes in this class. Really a fancy female. I like her in the 4-hole today. Little heavier muscled ewe here in 5th place over our 4th place ewe. A ewe that's not quite as clean there at her chest floor, not quite as elevated up through her front end as the first 4 ewes in the class. We're going to use her in the 5th place hole today. Really, really good class, especially in this top 5 or 6. Congratulations.
Next class will be pair of yearling ewes. Placing on the Slickshorn Yearling U class, first place to entry 1053, Macaulay 6403, Macaulay Suffolk, Billy and Betsy Macaulay at Glen, Pennsylvania. That ewe weighing 265. Second place to entry number 1055, Macaulay 6533, also Macaulay Suffolk, Billy and Betsy Macaulay at Glen, Pennsylvania. That ewe weighing 248. Third place to 1057, James Clampeth, Canal, Winchester, Ohio. That ewe weighing 271. Fourth place, first in the junior show, to entry 1056, Huckowitz Farm 2416, Justin Huckowitz, Hadley, Massachusetts. Fifth place, second in the junior show, to 1058, Huckowitz Farm 2411, Dorothy Rex, Hadley, Massachusetts. Sixth place goes, and third in the junior show, to entry 1061, Justin Huckowitz, Hadley, Massachusetts. Fourth in the junior show to 1060, Nellie Hankinson, Leverett, Massachusetts. Eighth place and fifth in the junior show to 1059, Cooper O'Keefe, Marlborough, Connecticut. And ninth place to entry number 1054, James Clampeth, Canal, Winchester, Ohio. Placing on the pair of yearling U class, first place goes to Macaulay Suffolk, Billy and Betsy Macaulay at Glen, Pennsylvania. Second place to Mill Sid Farm, Josh Miller, Schoharie, New York. Third to Eric Bruns, E.B. Suffolk, Palatine Bridge, New York. Fourth to Justin Huckowitz, Hadley, Massachusetts. 5 to Andre Wrench, Conojahari, New York. And sixth place to James Clamfith, Canal, Winchester, Ohio. Now ready for fitted senior ewe lambs.
Nice pair of Suffolk fitted fall ewe lambs. Really nice ewe lamb to start this class with. Super long down her spine. I really like how elegant, feminine she is up through that front end. Really free and easing about movement out through the ring. Got a little thicker made type of ewe lamb. Here in second place, again, a ewe lamb that offers some femininity up through that front end. Really good on her feet and legs. She shortens up as compared to our first place ewe lamb. Maybe she's a notch square over her hip than that first place ewe lamb. This is the way I see him today. That's a nice pair. Congratulations.
Placing on the fitted senior ewe lamb class, first place goes to entry 1070, Maple Lawn 25004, Maple Lawn Farms, James Clampeth. Canal, Winchester, Ohio, that ewe weighing 246. Second to entry 1071, EB Suffolk 478. EB Suffolk, Eric Bruns, Palatine Bridge, New York, that ewe weighing 198.
Here's Slick Shorn fall ewe lamb class. I'm going to leave these ewe lambs just like they stand here. Again, a real super correct ewe lamb. Really like this ewe lamb up through her front end. She's real angular. Like her down through her top. I think she wins this class real handily over our second place lamb. Maybe a little thicker made here in our second place lamb. Really like her expression of muscling, the way she handles out through that hip. She's a little smaller version of our first place ewe. We're just going to stick her in second today. Nice pair. Congratulations.
Next class will be fitted intermediate ewe lambs. Placing on the Slick Shorn senior ewe lamb class, first place goes to entry 1072, Macaulay 6765. Macaulay Suffolk, Billy and Betsy Macaulay at Glen, Pennsylvania, that ewe weighing 200 pounds. Second place to entry 1073, Macaulay 6802. Macaulay Suffolk, Billy and Betsy Macaulay at Glen, Pennsylvania, that ewe weighing 175 pounds.
Just one entry in your fitted intermediate ewe lamb class, but folks, she's a good one. Look at the feet and legs on this female. Really straight and true down through that top. Really nice up through that front shoulder. Really good representation. She could have stood some competitions. Too bad we didn't have any. Congratulations.
Placing on the fitted intermediate ewe lamb class, first place goes to entry 1074. Stewart 2501. Stewart Family Suffolk was the breeder. Owner is James Clampeth, Maple Lawn Farms, Canal, Winchester, Ohio. That ewe weighing 182 pounds. So here's the final Suffolk trivia question. In 2015, 10 years ago here at the Big E, what breeder exhibited the best-headed ram, won 2 of the 3 Yearling U classes, plus the pair of Yearling U class, and had Grand Champion U along with first in the Breeders' Flock and Get of Sire classes?
Really nice group of ewe lambs in this class. 3 ewe lambs that surface to the top of this class, and they all have some differences. So you got to kind of weigh the things that you're looking for. And it's having a little debate in my mind there about, I could have started with either one of these. How can I reason this out? And this is how I ended up deciding how it was going to shake out. Just really like this ewe lamb to start the class with in terms of her structural correctness. She's as good as could be on her feet and legs. She excels the rest of the class up through that front end. She's adequate in her thickness down through that top line. Just a real pretty ewe to start the class with. This ewe in second, where I appreciate hers when I put her on a move. She moves like a cat. She's got a real long stride. She's free and easy and smooth about her movement. She doesn't have quite the gas in her tank as we've got in this first ewe lamb in class, but there's a really, really good female in second place. And like I said, when you put her in motion, she's as good as it gets. The thickest made ewe of the 3 is our ewe lamb here in third place. Where I discount her a little bit, I just need to clean her up through her front end, extend her up through that front end a little bit, clean her up down through that chest floor area to get her to push these 2 ewe lambs ahead of her. But boy, you like her down through her top. She's good and thick. Love her out through her hip. She's really good about her bone work. Nice ewe lamb there in third. That's a good top 3, just some differences. A ewe lamb that's really good when you get your hands on her is our ewe lamb in fourth. She just doesn't have the gas in her tank as compared to the 3 above her. There's a ewe lamb I think it's going to be better off on down the road when she has time to catch up in terms of size and maturity. Really straight as could be down through that top. Really good on her feet and legs. She's just given up some size and overall muscles as compared to those first 3 ewe lambs in this class. Our final ewe lamb in this class, really long. You get your hands on her. She's long through her hind saddle. Just like to change the way she hooks up that neck-shoulder junction. She's got kind of a bad attitude out here today and a little hard to look at her, and that happens from time to time. Congratulations. There's a good set of slick shorn ewe lambs.
Our next class will be fitted junior ewe lambs. The answer to our previous question about that breeder from 2015, 10 years ago, that had the best headed ram, won 2 of the 3 yearling ewe classes, plus the pair class, and Grand Champion ewe, along with first and breeder's flock and get of sire, was E.B. Suffolk of then Powell, Ohio. Placing on the class of Slickshorn Intermediate ewe lambs, first place goes to entry 1077. Macaulay 6837. Macaulay Suffolk, Billy and Betsy Macaulay at Glen, Pennsylvania. That ewe weighing 170. Second place, first in the junior show, to entry 1078. Huckowitz Farm 2504. Justin Huckowitz, Hadley, Massachusetts. That ewe weighing 179. Third, second in the junior show, to entry 1079, Huckowitz Farm 2506, Dorothy Rex, Hadley, Massachusetts. That ewe weighing 199. Fourth place, to entry 1076, Macaulay Suffolk, Billy and Betsy Macaulay at Glen, Pennsylvania. And 5, third in the junior show, to 1080, Justin Huckowitz, Hadley, Massachusetts.
Good trio out here in your junior ewe lamb class. I want to start this class a little bigger boned ewe lamb over our second place ewe lamb. I really like this ewe lamb down her top. She's not really wanting to cooperate, and that's why I moved them one more time. I wanted to see this girl on the move, and was satisfied that I could use her in this class after we made that move. Really like her down through her top. She's nice up through that front shoulder. I think in terms of her overall bone work, she jumps out and wins this class for me today. A little more refined ewe here in second place. Really like the overall length on this ewe lamb. Like to make her a little wider base. She gets pretty narrow about the way she's made. Maybe by the time she matures a little later in life, that'll change a bit, but she's pretty green today, pretty frail today. We're going to use her in the 2-hole. Our third place ewe lamb, she actually is a little bigger boned than that second place ewe lamb. You like this ewe lamb down through that top. She's not as extended up through that front third of her body as compared to the two ahead of her. She's not quite as correct from her hooks to her pins as the two above her. She's going to be in the 3-hole today, but certainly a nice kind of Suffolk ewe lamb here in third. Congratulations, everyone.
Our next class will be Slick Shorn Junior ewe lambs. Placing on the fitted junior ewe lamb class, first place in open and in the junior show goes to entry 1075, Ginlip Farm 2503, Theo Hildreth, Groton, New York. That ewe weighing 188 pounds. Second place to entry 1085, Mill Sid 2514, Mill Sid Farm, Josh Miller, Schoharie, New York. That ewe weighing 179. Third, second in the junior show to 1086, Ginlip Farm, 2504, Theo Hildreth, Groton, New York. That ewe weighing 191.
some interesting placings out here in our junior slickshorn ewe lamb class, and really 5 ewe lambs that show me quite a bit of difference out here. So I want to kind of analyze those in terms of my preferences for this class. And I believe our first place ewe lamb just ties things together. Where she excels, our second place ewe lamb, is right up here at the point of her shoulder. The way that neck comes out, that neck shoulder junction, I really prefer the way she shows us. She appears to be real big bone. She is big bone. She really doesn't need that hair pulled up on her legs to show me that she's got adequate bone work. I really like her balance on that underline a little better than our second place ewe lamb. Really like the length of this second place ewe lamb, and when you get your hands on her, she doesn't disappoint. Extremely long hind saddle to this sheep. She just doesn't have the extension up through her front end as we've gotten that first place ewe lamb, but I think there's a nice pair and a close placing in first and second. Our third place ewe lamb is one that once you get your hands on her and down that top, it doesn't disappoint you one bit. She's just a little younger package in my estimation. We'll see what happens on down the road when she has a chance to catch up. But there's a female that's going to be good when she comes into her own. She's just getting out horsed a little bit today by the ewe lambs in first and second. Same thing with our ewe lamb here in fourth. Another one that shortens up a bit as compared to our third place ewe lamb in class. One that I think will get on better on down the road, and she has term to catch up. And of course, the problem ewe for me in this class today was the one we chose to put down here in fifth place. She's certainly the largest framed ewe in the class. She is coarsest down through her top. She doesn't tie in near as well from her hooks to her pins. Really narrows up there for as big as she is. I'd just like to see her better in those two places to get her to move up any higher. A good class, albeit quite a bit of difference in that class of females.
Our next class will be pair of ewe lambs. Placing on the class of Slickshorn Junior ewe lambs, first place and open first in the junior show to entry 1090, Huckowitz Farm 2521, Dorothy Rex, Hadley, Massachusetts, that ewe weighing 167. Second place to 1091, Huckowitz Farm 2531, Justin Huckowitz, Hadley, Massachusetts, that ewe weighing 178. Third place to entry 1094, Macaulay 7155, Macaulay, Suffolk, Billy and Betsy Macaulay at Glen, Pennsylvania, that ewe weighing 132. Fourth place to entry 1095, Macaulay, Suffolk, Billy and Betsy Macaulay at Glen, Pennsylvania. And fifth, third in the junior show to 1092, Cooper O'Keefe, Marlborough, Connecticut. Following our pair class, we will show for open show champion fitted ewe and reserve, followed by open show slick shorn champion ewe and reserve. Placing on the pair of ewe lamb class, first place goes to McCauley Suffolks, Billy and Betsy McCauley at Glen, Pennsylvania. Second place to James Clampeth of Canal, Winchester, Ohio, Maple Lawn Farms. Third place to Justin Huckowitz, Hadley, Massachusetts. 4 to Dorothy Rex, Hadley, Massachusetts. And 5, Theo Hildreth, Groton, New York.
Well, good job, Fitted Suffolk exhibitors. There's a real nice group of females out here. I wish we had a few more of them to sort through, but what we've got, and especially the ones that have surfaced to the top, really please me in terms of their overall correctness, their length, the way they're made up through their front ends. I think we've got a lot of quality out here. With that being said, there's a female that jumps out here and wins this pretty easily, in my opinion, here today, and that's going to be this first place, Yearling ewe. Congratulations, guys. That's a nice female. Good job. For reserve, it becomes a little more, little closer, in my opinion, when I pick them apart. I like sheep that show me a tremendous amount of length. I always have, and if they can maintain some thickness along with that length, that's a bonus, and this senior ewe lamb is going to work for me today for reserve. Congratulations. Good job.
Open show fitted champion ewe goes to entry 1042 out of the yearling ewe class. Dombeck family Suffolks 4084 Eric Bruns, EB Suffolks, Palatine Bridge, New York. The reserve champion goes to our first place in the senior ewe lamb class, entry 1070 Maple Lawn 25004 Maple Lawn Farms, James Clampeth, Canal, Winchester, Ohio. Now ready to show for Open Show Slickshorn Champion U and Reserve.
Again, really pleased with what surfaces to the top, and really all 8 of these females out here, really good functional type of Suffolk females. Really happy when I stand back and analyze them, and I can sleep well tonight thinking that this was my first and second place ewes in the 4 classes. Again, there's a ewe out here that I said had some wow factor in class, and she still got it out here in the champion drive, and that first place yearling ewe is going to be your champion. Slick ewe for reserve comes a little closer in my opinion. There's a ewe lamb out here that kind of jumped up and grabbed my attention just in the way I love her muscle shape and the way she handles down her top, the way she balances in her underline. This senior ewe lamb right in front of me will be reserved. Congratulations.
Open Show Slickshorn Champion U goes to entry 1053. Out of the Slickshorn Yearling U class, Macaulay 6403. Macaulay Suffolk's Billy and Betsy Macaulay at Glen, Pennsylvania. The Reserve Slickshorn Champion U goes to our class winner of the Slickshorn Senior Ewe Lamb class, entry 1072. Macaulay 6765. Macaulay Suffolk's Billy and Betsy Macaulay at Glen, Pennsylvania. This time we're ready to show for Grand Champion U. The winner of this class will receive from the Northeast Suffolk Sheep Association a revolving trophy in memory of Leslie Merritt.
Again, I made the comment when we had the two rams out here, this is really unfair for a judge. Anybody got a quarter? No, seriously, really two females, just beautiful females for each facet of the Suffolk breed. I can't go wrong here. Either one of these will work just fine. One's got, as I said, the wow factor, and the other one's got the factor when you stand back and look at her. And if you appreciate good fitted sheep, especially good fitted sheep, you really need to appreciate this fitted ewe. And if you appreciate slick shorn sheep, especially really good ones, you got to appreciate this slick shorn champion ewe. Either one of them will work. I got to break a tie in my mind. Today, your overall is going to be this fitted yearling ewe. Congratulations. Good job.
Our grand champion ewe goes to entry 1042 out of the fitted yearling ewe class. Our champion from the fitted division, Dombeck Family Suffix, DF 4084, Eric Bruns, EB Suffix, Palatine Bridge, New York. This time we're ready to select our junior show champion in reserve. So we'll need our first and second place animals from the yearling ewe class, our slick shorn yearling ewe class as well, and from our slick shorn intermediate ewe lamb class, and our junior ewe lamb class, and slick shorn junior ewe lamb class.
No, it's interesting when you get them out here in a championship drive like this, because some of these placed in the open show maybe further down in class, but maybe that class was deeper in quality than some of the others that maybe were at the top of a different class. So kind of got to weigh all that in your mind. We're going to go out here and pick a champion in reserve. I think these exhibitors brought you a nice set of sheep. Let's just go ahead and give them a big round of applause for the type of sheep they brought out for me to evaluate. It's really close. A couple have surfaced to the top in my mind. I'm going to go ahead and make a decision. Your champion junior ewe is going to be this Slickshorn Yearling ewe. And reserve's going to come right back here on this ewe lamb. Congratulations.
Champion ewe for the junior show goes to entry number 1056 out of the Slickshorn Yearling ewe class, Huckowitz Farms 102416, Justin Huckowitz, Hadley, Massachusetts. The reserve champion came from the Slickshorn Intermediate ewe lamb class, entry 1078, Huckowitz Farm 2504, also Justin Huckowitz, Hadley, Massachusetts. Now ready for Best Headed ewe. Best Headed ewe will be your next class. Following our Best Headed ewe class, which is sponsored by Mount Salem Suffolk of Pittstown, New Jersey, and they present an award for that. Also in our junior show, the O'Keefe brothers of Marlborough, Connecticut presented Justin Huckowitz with the junior show Grand Champion ewe award. Best Headed ewe goes to our Grand Champion ewe out of the Yearling ewe class, entry 1042, Dombuck Family Suffolk, DF 4084, Eric Bruns, EB Suffolk, Palatine Bridge, New York. Next, we have Exhibitor's Flock. Placing on our exhibitors flock class, first place to Macaulay, Suffolk, Billy and Betsy Macaulay at Glen, Pennsylvania. Second place, Justin Huckowitz, Hadley, Massachusetts. And third to James Clampeth, Canal, Winchester, Ohio. Now ready for breeder's flock. Placing on the breeder's flock, first place goes to Macaulay, Suffolk, William and Elizabeth Macaulay at Glen, Pennsylvania. Now ready for Get of Sire. And following the Get of Sire, we will show for Supreme Suffolk. Placing on the Get of Sire class, first place to Justin Hekowitz, Hadley, Massachusetts. Again, now ready to select our Supreme Suffolk. And the Supreme Suffolk will be between the Grand Champion Ram and the Grand Champion Ewe. And Ocean State Suffolks, Joe and Yvonne Young, Tom Bean, Texas, offers a revolving trophy for Supreme Champion Suffolk in memory of Zeke Young.
Well, another no-win situation for the judge. I asked him if we could poll the audience, and they said, no, you got to make a decision. So I tried. But again, two excellent representations of the Suffolk breed. I tell you what, once these two 4-H boys get this buck stuck, he's really good. And then I'm going to use the Yearling Ram for your Supreme Suffolk. Congratulations.
Our Supreme Suffolk goes to entry 1021 out of the Slickshorn Yearling Ram class, Macaulay 6499. Billy and Betsy Macaulay Suffolks at Glen, Pennsylvania. The premier exhibitor for our Suffolk show and the premier breeder for the Suffolk show, both those awards go to Macaulay Suffolks, Billy and Betsy Macaulay at Glen, Pennsylvania. That does conclude our Suffolk show today. We will be back here in the ring tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. with Shropshires.